Have you ever heard of a chessboard that can tell the future? A long, long time ago, before Buddhism spread across the snowy mountains of Tibet, the people followed an ancient belief called Bon, a shamanic tradition filled with rituals, spirits, and powerful symbols. In this mystical world, there was a young warrior named Gyatso, born into a noble Tibetan family. But fate was cruel. His father was murdered by enemies. As Gyatso grew up, he trained in secret, sharpening his sword and his will. One day, he decided it was time to avenge his father's death. But before he left, his mother stopped him. She brought out a wooden board, smooth and ancient, with black and white stones. It was called Mi Mang, Tibetan-style Go, a game of strategy and balance. But this was no ordinary game. "My son," she said gently, "you must not go until you know your fate." Our ancestors taught us to play this sacred game before war, to see whether the path ahead is lucky or deadly. Gyatso nodded. His mother handed him both black and white stones. He would play against himself. One side represented him, the other, his enemy. As Gyatso sat and played, his mother stood nearby, softly chanting ancient spells, sacred mantras passed down through generations. These weren't curses. These were prayers, requests for wisdom, clarity, and protection from the spirits. Move by move, Gyatso played with perfect fairness. He didn't favor either side. He wanted the truth. He wanted the spirits to speak clearly through the game. The battle on the board was fierce. But in the end, the white stones, Gyatso's side, barely won. His mother smiled. "You may go now," she said. "The spirits have shown your journey will be successful." And so, the legend says, Gyatso set off, and he triumphed. Now, of course, we don't encourage revenge in the modern world. Justice should come through law, not violence. But this Tibetan story holds deep cultural meaning. It shows us something rare. In ancient Tibet, chess was more than a game. It was a form of divination, a ritual to read the future. And even more unique, it was combined with chanting spells. You won't find this in any other country's chess culture. In fact, in a remote monastery called Yirla Yungdrungling in Tibet's Shigatse region, there's said to be an ancient book called Mi Mang, the scripture of the Tibetan chess spells. Few have seen it. Its secrets remain hidden, partly due to language, partly due to mystery. Now, when people hear the word spell, they might imagine dark magic or ghost stories. But that's mostly the influence of scary movies and fiction. In real traditional cultures like Bon, a spell is simply a prayer, a mantra, a sacred sound calling for protection or guidance from higher beings. In Tibetan Buddhism, for example, the chant Om Mani Padme Hum is repeated to grow compassion. In Pure Land Buddhism, believers chant Imataba to seek rebirth in a peaceful realm. Some may wonder, can words really have power? Japanese researcher Masaru Emoto, in his famous book The Hidden Messages in Water, found that water reacts to emotions and words. He showed that kind, loving words created beautiful crystal shapes in frozen water. Angry or hateful words made them ugly and chaotic. If water can respond, maybe our hearts can too. And speaking of mystical chess stories, let me tell you one more. In a village beneath the sacred Mount Zari, in southern Tibet, there's a strange flat rock behind the village. Carved into the stone is a faint outline, a chessboard. The locals call it Kandrok Mi Mang, which means goddess's chessboard. According to legend, a fierce lion-headed goddess would invite demons to play chess here. When they played, the sky darkened, storms howled, and the stones clashed like thunder. But the goddess never lost, because hidden nearby was a silent bodhisattva, a holy being, secretly aiding her. This story teaches us, even powerful beings seek help from higher wisdom. And even a chess game can be a battlefield of good versus evil. So, in Tibetan culture, playing chess with prayer isn't just entertainment, it's a form of spiritual practice. It trains the mind. It teaches patience, strategy, balance. Every move is a reflection of the heart. Every decision can be a form of meditation. Maybe we can't say playing chess is a religious ritual like chanting sutras or meditating in a temple. But just like life, it challenges our emotions, our focus, and our sense of fairness.
Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Share it, because some stories are meant to be discovered together. And stay curious. I'll see you in the next chapter.